Okay, group number 2, you have the floor, please.
So, good morning, sir. We're going to discuss the credit card loans po. And first po is what you need to know about credit cards. Then, credit cards are a type of payment card that give a borrower access to funds as long as the account remains.
Sherilyn, excuse me. May I request the groups if they can present side by side the R markdown so that your classmates can see the output and the R markdown at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Sige. Thank you.
So, what you need to know about credit cards, sir. Then, we used Metrobank as an example of credit card loans po. Then, scroll down, please. Sa RMD file. Scroll. So, first is text po. Then, we put the image of Metrobank po by using the exclamation point, then bracket, then the link of the picture, sir. Then scroll down sa R markdown. Then, sir, mga text po. Then, sa baba, sir, we put the formula po.
And then po yung next is yung types of credit cards na offered ng Metrobank. Then, so table po yung ginawa namin, including some images na, nakat po yung iba. Yung some images po nung credit cards into a table, including its features, eligibility, annual fees, supplementary annual fees, waive annual fee for the first year, retail monthly interest rate or finance charge, and the rewards program po.
Minimize nyo na lang yung R markdown, yung sa console, baka pwede nyo liitan na lang.
Okay. Then, nilagay na lang din po namin under nung table yung source, which is Metrobank website themselves po. Then, for the how credit card interest works,
So, sir, for the formula, we use the $sign po. And, yun po. Next.
Yung sa line 51, and line 49, 51, what's that for? Yung center na yan?
Para po ma-center po yung source na text and including po yung link or yung URL ng Metrobank po. Para po hindi malito or para mas ma-emphasize po kung saan nakuha yung table or yung credit, yung info po sa table.
Okay, kasi tingnan nyo yung center, di ba? May less than, center, greater than. And then to end it, you have less than and then / center. That ends that specific centering. No? And then they used yung URL, pinanggalingan nun. That's clickable, right?
Yes po,
Pag click siya, malilink siya doon. That's their link.
Yes po.
Okay, and then sa brackets, that's the name that will appear dun sa link. Okay? I hope that's clear, class. Okay. Sige, please continue.
And for the table dito sa baba, we use the real-world example of Metrobank. Tapos, itong table, una, ginawa namin ng Excel. Tapos, calculate mo naman sa Excel lahat. So we use the function of PMT dun sa Excel to calculate the monthly payment. Tapos yun, dinikit namin dito sa R Markdown yung file.
Did you post this file also in your folder?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige.
So for the next part po is we showed an image po from Metrobank din, which talks about the cards in force po, or the number of cards issued annually. So you can see po the histogram, and then we put some sort of mean formula, and we stated the average card issued yearly po, which is 1 million, almost one, estimately 1,322,738 cards po in circulation as of now po. And next is how to maintain a good credit score.
So, sir, here, we explained lang po, we give some tips how to maintain a good credit score po. So, first is, yun, to pay your bills on time. Second, to keep your credit cards balances low. Third, don't close old credit cards. Then fourth, manage your debt. Then fifth, watch your credit report. Then next is the importance of good credit score po.
So here, in the importance of credit score, we discussed the importance of maintaining a good credit score. First is you'll get the best rate and terms with lower interest rate and better credit terms with a discount rate on processing fee and eligibility to get higher loans. Second is higher chances for credit card and loan approval. Clients with good credit score will be considered as low risk and get improved chances for approved loans. And then best rewards, higher credit limit and eligibility for pre-approved loan offer.
And lastly po, we included some sort of commercial po, like a video from Metro Bank themselves, wherein we downloaded the video po. So we made the code just like how an image would be inputted po in the RMD. But this time it's a video naman po. And then we also included the source since we downloaded it from YouTube po, and for the references. And that ends our presentation po.
Okay. Thank you so much, group number 2. Let's give a big hand to group number 2. I think all the elements that's required for the report are there. So later on, guys, as we continue our quote-unquote reports, I will require you to level up, no? Kunyari, pwede kayong maglagay ng table of contents dyan sa sa reports nyo. And later on, we're going to learn dashboards. Okay, our Markdown can produce not only PDF, HTML, Word. We're going to learn how to use dashboards, particularly flex dashboards, in coming up with reports that are visually driven. So we're going to learn flex dashboards. We're going to learn Plotly and maybe Leaflet. Okay, we're going to learn those as we increase our proficiency, our competency level in our Markdown. Okay, thank you, thank you, group number 2. Thank you for that report. So let's now move on to the next group. Group number 4. You have the floor.
Kita po ba, sir? Yung...
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, guys. We're Group 4 going to present about Bitcoin's price chart from 2016 to the present.
So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency invented in 2008 by an unknown person or group of people using this name Satoshi Nakamoto. The currency began use in 2009 when its implementation was released as open source software. It has a limited supply of 21 million Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is publicly available and it does not require central authority or banks to manage transactions because its main goal is to make money better for everyone by utilizing sound.
Your voice you got cut off, I think.
Sir, continue ka na lang
Sige
po.
na. Sige. Thank
So,
you.
with that, one of the... yes, sir, I think she got disconnected. Okay, so one of the initial goals of Bitcoin is to make money better for everyone by means of utilizing sound money without limits. They state that sound money without limits is an alternative to opaque monetary policy, which is inclusive of transparency and fairness towards its design. We included a short summary using the summary function under the short background of the price chart. So moving on to the actual price chart.
So before we go on with the data analysis, this price chart is based from a data Excel file that we found in Coinbase, which is one of the biggest digital currency exchanges worldwide. So to create the line graph of the price, what we did was we installed the read Excel package. So the read Excel package is used to easily get data out of Excel files and import it to R. And then we use the function of call names to determine what to put in the X and Y axis. And then we use the ggplot2 package to create a line chart out of the Excel data that we found. And so in our markdown file, we also put functions like aesthetics, which is the AES, and geomline, as well as functions like ggtitle, labs, and theme. Basically, the purpose of these functions is to make the visualization of the line chart look better. And lastly, for the data analysis.
So, according to studies, technical analysis is being used by the crypto trades. This method states that traders garner an educated prediction with estimate risk and wiser trades. It is necessary to follow and study the trends of the crypto market, thus, a psychological behavior can be observed, wherein certain traders may repeat its behavior, which corresponds to the situations of the trend. Since trends are essential, traders are aware of possible events that can affect the crypto market. In such, the price chart states that in 2018, Bitcoin reached 20,000 US dollars, which can be a result due to an economic trend. In 2020, the price chart has a downward trend. As a presumption, this was the first quarter of 2020 due to an uncertainty. The uncertainty has been an economic threat or an economic crisis rather, which is the spread of coronavirus that led to lockdown. Due to this event, Bitcoin prices collapsed. However, cryptocurrency bounced back. As you can see, the price chart states that after the collapse, Bitcoin price increased sequentially up to a high of 57,538.5 US dollars on March 6, 2021. The digital industry itself has increased its production due to demand. To mention, digital financial services are essential. This is a good effect on Bitcoin wherein cryptocurrency began to gain reputation being a safe haven investment. Digital infrastructures indeed became massive by which tech-enabled and remote financial services are utilized. In addition, dominant payment gateways such as PayPal have announced support for cryptocurrencies, which results in fueling the adoption of cryptocurrencies in general. Hence, it also explains how Bitcoin's price chart garnered a heavily increased Bitcoin price from 2020 to 2021, as seen in the price chart.
Sir, that's all we have to report on, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Sorry, nakamute pala ako. Group 4, can you kindly go up dun sa R markdown natin?
Saan po, sir?
Sige, sa taas. Sige pa. Okay, so yung YAML natin guys, yun nyo, no? Dinefault nila lang yung tatlo, yung HTML, yung Word, at saka yung PDF. Although hindi naman necessary na lahat i-default nyo, no? Okay, ano ibig sabihin itong style na to?
It's to set the style po of the text for the entire document po. If you can see here, naka-justify po siya.
Correct. Okay, guys, yun nyo, globalize sila yung yung style ng buong text, no? So you do that by itong style, yung less than and greater than, para yung kanina yung center, and then body, and then open brackets sa taas lang. Sige, sa taas. Okay. Then text align, justify, and then you end with yung style pa rin pero may forward slash. Okay. So ito guys, okay, they're creating a code chunk R directory which will not be evaluated and hindi ipapakita yung ano. So yung mga guys, yung mga sa simula, yung mga beginning, yung setup, yung pag-upload ng pag-require ng package, dinalagay natin sa simula yun, and we normally use include is equal to false. Group number 4, what does include is equal to false? What does that do?
So that it runs the program, sir, but it won't show it on the document.
Okay, the code is run, but the code is not shown, the output is not shown.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just like this, yung read XL. Okay, I just want to give, sabi nyo kanina yung, okay, you created an object called CBBT. Okay, so you name the object CBBT. Okay, pero yung call names, ano ginagawa ng call names ito?
Sir, it is used to identify what title to put in the X and Y axis.
X and Y? Hindi. Column name yan eh. So ibig sabihin yan, yung ano nyo, yung data nyo, itong cbbt.xls, may column name siya, no? Tapos either may column name siya or pinapalitan nyo yung column name niya. So it turns out that what you're doing is you're creating an object called cbbt, tapos yung object na yan, Excel file, tapos yung pangalan ng column niyan, apparently isang column lang siguro yan, ano, di ba? Kasi price lang yan eh.
Date and price po, sir.
Date and price.
Opo.
Date
and then that's what we use para sa X and Y axis to
pero
make
call
the
names
line
to
chart.
Ito call names, it's a column name.
Okay, sir.
Call names, bakit kaya call names to tapos iisa lang? So kung dalawang ano to, kung dalawang price at saka date, gusto ko i-check tong call names na to. Kasi pag sinabi mong call names, that's the column name, no? Sige, anyway, then head. Sige, then, okay. Alright, another comment guys. Okay lang ngayon guys ha, pero next time, pag nagpe-present kayo, you don't have to read the text, no? So dapat ready na kayo mismo para sinasummarize yung nakalagay sa text, because I noticed that you were reading through the text. I think you know naman na pag nagpe-present, pag nagre-report, you should not be reading from the text. Okay, but overall guys, okay yung nila, yung they even use Metrobank pa rin gumamit ng video, no? Okay, so may may images. Tapos next time guys, you use table of contents, no? So, kunyari maraming mga parts yung report. So you can use table of contents dun sa YAML sa taas, pwede nyo iset yung table of contents. So it depends on whether the default is an HTML or a PDF file. But here, dito sa YAML, okay, dito sa title, etc., you can insert here TOC, table of contents. So next time na mag-present kayo, you're going to be required to do that. Okay, go back to references. Baba sa references, please. Okay, question. Ito bang mga references na to, ginamit nyo dun sa text? Meron bang Ito ba yung mga references na to? Was this used in the text?
I think so, sir.
Kunyari, asan yung reference na to? Itong Coinbase, itong March 8, yung sa Fred, saan to? Anyway guys, so next time, pag magnalagay ka ng references, do not just put any reference. Make sure that reference was used in the text, no? Okay, everyone, please. I hope you got that.
Sir, ito po daw yung At dito po kasi nakuha pala yung yung
data.
Excel file po.
Okay. How about itong finance derivative? Tapos itong LAM. This is for all guys. Do not just put any reference dun sa tapos dapat may attribution yan. Okay, meron dito finance derivative. Maganda sana kung may link din to dun sa sa reference. Okay, so that's what you might you can improve on this, no? Para and then for everybody guys, do not just put any reference that you didn't use in the text. Kailangan ginamit yung sa text, tapos parang bibliography to no? So dapat yung mga naka-refer dito should have been used in the text, tapos may reference dapat. Okay, overall guys, group number 4, that's good. Thank you so much. Very interesting topic, and then a good presentation. Okay, let's give the group number 4 a big hand. Thank you. Ba't ako lang pumapalakpak? Palakpak naman kayo. Cheer nyo naman yung classmates nyo. O kaya mag-chat kayo dyan. No? And thank you. Thank you, Athena. Yan, thank you. Yan, good. Encourage naman nating mga natin. By the way, guys, just to comment also, si group number 4, gumamit sila ng ggplot, no? Okay, actually, yan ang topic natin, but I'm happy that the group used in advance yung ggplot function. And I would suggest that you start learning already ggplot2 kasi yun yung pinaka next topic natin. Okay, let's hear it from group number 8. Group number 8, you have the floor. Please put side by side yung R markdown din. You may start now, group number 8.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 8, and we will be presenting about finance, risk, and rate return. We will be briefly discussing the definition of some terms and some formulas. So first, we place a cartoon image about finance, and we also included the source. So first, the required rate of return. There are two types of required rate of return. First is the treasury security and the corporate stock or bond. We also included the formula. Required rate of return is equal to risk-free rate of return. Required rate of return is equal to risk-free rate of return plus risk premium. So returns, there are also two kinds of returns, expected return and required return. And we also input the formula for weighted average using the dollar sign. And we also included the formula for return, which is cash flow received plus price of asset at time t minus 1 over price of asset at time t minus 1. Risk. Risk is the possibility that an actual return will differ from our expected return. And we also included a short video about risk to know more information about risk. And diversification. So diversification is investing in more than one security to reduce risk. So if two stocks are perfectly positively correlated, diversification has no effect on risk. And if two stocks are perfectly negatively correlated, the portfolio is perfectly diversified. So market risk is non-diversifiable and company unique risk is diversifiable. And beta is a measure of market risk. It is the measure of the sensitivity of an individual stock's return to changes in the market. And we also included what will happen to the market if beta is equal to 1, and if beta is greater than 1, and if beta is less than 1.
Required rate of return. The return on an investment required by an investor given market interest rates in the investment's risk. Required rate of return equals risk-free rate of return plus risk premium. Capital asset pricing model. It is the expected return on a security equals risk-free rate plus beta of the security multiplied market rate of return minus risk-free rate. Cost of capital refers to the weighted cost of capital minus a weighted average cost of financing source. Cost of debt.
Dali yung formula nyo
For
doon
the
sa,
issuing...
excuse, pakitaas nga yung
Yes, sir.
formula nyo. Bakit ganyan yung formula nyo sa output? Ba't may dollar beta dyan, dollar ano? Okay. Tapos may parenthesis pa doon. Anyway, may K sub M lang dapat yan. Dapat wala yung parenthesis. Hindi yung parenthesis after ano? After K. Okay.
Cost of debt. For the issuing firm, the cost of debt is the rate of return required by investors. Adjusted for flotation costs, any cost associated with issuing new bonds. Adjusted for taxes. The cost of common stock. For internal common stock equity, you can use the dividend growth model and capital asset pricing model. The the dividend growth model, the formula is cost of equity equals dividend over current share price plus dividend growth rate. And the capital asset pricing model is
Again, but may
similar to the
N,
one
but may
above.
N yung formula yun sa ano, dividend growth model. May N ba yan? Yung formula? Okay. Make sure
Net
guys,
price po.
and net
Net,
price siya and
net
P.
price.
Okay,
That's
sige. Kasi usually ang ginagamit P. Okay,
P.
sige,
Okay.
continue.
For external common equity sa new common stock issue, dividend growth, the formula is dividend over net price plus growth rate. Weighted cost of capital, the weighted average cost of all the financing sources. Capital budgeting techniques is payback period, net present value, and internal rate of return. For payback period, measures how long in years and months it takes to recover the initial investment. The maximum acceptable payback period is determined by management. If the payback period is greater than the maximum acceptable payback period, then the project would be accepted. But if it's less than the maximum accepted payback period, then the project would be rejected. For the net present value, it is the difference between the value of cash inflow and the present value of cash outflow over a period of time. The formula is the summation of cash flow at time over 1 plus discount rate minus the initial investment. If if the NPV is greater than 0, then the project would be accepted. But if it's less than 0, then the project would be rejected. If it's equal to 0, then it's technically indifferent. For internal rate of return, it is the annual rate of growth an investment is expected to generate. IRR is calculated using the same concept as NPV, except it sets the NPV equal to 0. Okay, so the formula for IRR is 0 equals to summation of cash flow at time over 1 plus IIR raised to time minus initial investment. If IRR is less than the is greater than the discount rate, then the project would be accepted. But if it's less than the discount rate, then it would be rejected. If it's equal to the discount rate, then it's technically indifferent. The example we'll be using to show that our markdown can calculate NPV and IRR is that the initial investment is 10,000 with the cash flow in the first year is 2,500, and for the second year 4,000, and for the third year 5,000, and for the fourth year 3,000, and for the fifth and final year 1,000 with a discount rate of 6%. So we use the package FinCal, and we put the discount rate plus all the cash flow, and it showed that the NPV is 3,240, which is greater than 0. So based on the NPV, the project would be accepted. And for IRR, it's the requirement that's needed is only the cash flow, and it resulted in 18.9%, which is greater than the discount rate, which it means if it's based on the IRR, the project would be accepted. To get more information about risk and rate return, visit the following sites. This signals the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you so much for group number. Something new here, yung thank you sa dulo, that's a GIF, no? Yeah, GIF siya, no? So,
Yes, sir.
linik
Yes,
nila
sir.
sa ano, that's very creative, thank you. That's good. What's new here, guys, is that the group made use of the FinCal package. And then you can compute for the NPV, IRR, XNPV, etc. Powerful tong FinCal, ano? That just goes to show that R has had so many contributions as far as packages are concerned. So ito example, guys. As Fin students, it will be good for us to be familiar with this package. Magandang package yan, guys. So siguro towards the end, tingnan natin kung magamit natin. But this is more a subject on data analysis, but nobody's preventing you guys from learning yung FinCal na package yan. Okay, I like it when the group pakitaas nga yung sa capital budgeting. Okay, so andyan yung clear yung ng table nila, tapos Greek form, yung gamit ng Greek yung summation at saka yung formula. Okay, that's very good. What I can only comment about here is that pakitaas nga yung pakitaas, guys, sa output, yung simulan-simula. Sa output mismo, sa HTML. Sa HTML, sa output. Okay, kasi medyo very broad yung na-cover nila, no? It would have been kung medyo mas focus kayo kasi risk and rate return. Okay, that's quite a strange way to put it, rate return, no? Kasi usually risk and return, no? Medyo medyo parang ang daming kinover, nakasama pa yung capital budgeting. But anyway, the topic is more on the use of R markdown, kaya I'm not putting so much weight on the discussion of the finance topic. This is a finance topic, okay? And then the group was able to cover yung mga required elements ng R markdown. Okay, with that, thank you so much, group number 8. Let's give a big hand to group number 8. Paki-chat na lang dyan, guys. Let's congratulate group number 8 for a good job. Okay, and then last, thank you guys for giving a thumbs up for group number 8. Last but not least is group number 10. Group number 10, kindly put side by side your... Yan, okay,
Sir,
sige.
can you see it na po?
We can see it now, sige.
Good morning, sir, and everyone. So, we group 10, and we're going to present our topic on mutual fund performance. So, for the used to so mutual fund market, this is because it's first, it has high returns compared to traditional banks, and second, it is less risky because the investments are diversified, which means your investments are invested to multiple companies and industries. So if one of the companies that you invested in failed, you still have other companies that you have invested in, so you don't lose your whole investment. So for this reason, there is a large demand for there's a sustained increase for demand of mutual funds around the world, and we included an image here which we embedded to the include graphics. Uh, so despite this, there is a significant amount of studies that show that mutual funds are underperforming. In the case of the Philippines, um, according to Bangko Sentral, BSP's Financial Inclusion Survey, the wait, sorry, the average monthly returns of Philippine funds have been lower compared to the growth of PSEI in the period of a decade. So in this table, which we also included to include graphics, um, we can see that the PSEI returns perform better than the average Philippine fund returns. And in the next table, we can see that for the span of a decade as well, individual Philippine funds usually fluctuate a lot. So the average percentage of monthly fund returns are at 47.1% in the span of a decade, which underperforms the benchmark. Next.
Um, so there are a lot of options for fund performance to be measured and analyzed. The group, Marby, Ami, and Bea, will be basing the aforementioned with respect to modern theories in financial economics, like the efficient market hypotheses and the capital asset pricing model. Now, according to FAMA in 1970, an efficient market has prices which completely incorporate the implications of publicly accessible information. So, on the other hand, CAPM, or the Capital Asset Pricing Model, was proposed by Sharp, Littner, and Black in 1964, 65, and 72, respectively, to describe the connection between the expected return of a risky security and the systematic risk. Additionally, it is used to determine whether or not it is worth investing in a risky security based on risk-adjusted returns and alternative risk-free returns. So under this, there's both the Sharpe ratio and Trainer measure, which can be seen here. The formulas which are coded can also be seen on the right side of the screen. Now, for extensions to the CAPM, or the Capital Asset Pricing Model, Fama and French in 1992, as well as Carhart in 1997, has further extended the single factor capital asset pricing model in order to account for additional factors in hopes of helping give light to fund performance. So distinctly, the multi-factor models allow for the measurement of the timing ability of portfolio managers. Now, as per the suggestion of FAMA in 1972, the fund manager's macro forecasting or market timing ability should be accounted for. So FAMA and French in 1992 found that average returns have a negative relationship with firm size or market capitalization and a positive relationship with book-to-market equity ratio, or BE/ME, in their study of variables that may better explain stock returns than the CAPM beta. As such, the model has been extended to arrive at the three-factor model, which can be seen on the right side of the screen. As for the code for it. Now, furthermore, to incorporate the momentum effect that Jagadish and Titman in 1993 found as an explanation for the persistence of stock performance over months, Carhart in 1997 added a momentum factor to the FAMA French three-factor model. In contrast to the aforementioned, which only focused on stocks, Carhart used the four-factor model to measure mutual fund performance. The four-factor model can be seen, the code for it can be seen in the right side again. So yeah.
So for we also use the
and green model. This explains the relationship between fund returns and the fund attributes under the study, under fund flows and fund size. So the fund performance is not persistent in that model. It is assumed that the investors are rational in using the fund histories to forecast their future investments. And a similar theory for the Burke and Green model is um, the smart money hypothesis by Gruber in 1996, wherein investors are sophisticated enough to understand the use of information about the fund's past performance to forecast their future investments performance. So, with all the theories that was discussed, um, different theoretical frameworks presented revealed how fund attributes and microeconomic variables are linked with fund performance and are summarized in this figure. And we embedded this image with the code here on the right side. So with this, the fund performance is an essential factor to consider in classifying mutual funds in order for investors to make informed decisions. So through analyzing fund performance and looking into mutual funds, investors may be able to objectively compare and contrast the prospects of mutual funds to other investments opportunities. And our references for all these is listed here below and with the codes on the right side. So that's the end of our
That concludes our presentation po.
presentation.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, group number 10. Again, guys, yung references nyo, ang daming references dyan. Pero kung, if I'm going to check each one of them, kung na-refer ba yan dun sa text nyo, okay, make sure that the reference only include those that you mentioned in the text, no? So hindi siya pahabaan ng references. Kung ginamit nyo, you cited a particular passage in the text, then you have to do proper attribution by including it in the reference. But if you did not mention that in any of your text, then it's not necessary that you put it in your reference. Okay, that's for everyone, guys. Huh? Okay, thank you so much, group number 10. This is a highly technical work. Okay, the group made use of ano yung main title nyo, guys?
Mutual fund performance.
Mutual fund, pero they it's not really this is not really about mutual funds. So this is more of measuring. Measuring. So next time, make sure na yung title nyo at saka yung body nyo medyo yung nagja-jive, no? Kasi you started with mutual funds and then eventually went into measurement of performance. So I think this should be more titled, or the focus should have been more assessing portfolio performance or fund performance rather than just simply mutual funds. But this is a very good finance topic, guys, kasi are you taking in the MFI now? Class?
Po.
Wala pa?
Hindi pa po.
So in what subject have you discussed yung 3-factor model, 4-factor model, FAMA and French?
Na-bring up po siya sa FMD FINA, pero yung background knowledge po dito sa thesis po sa Econ, Financial Econ.
Econ ka ba?
Po, yung
kaya pala.
degree.
Kaya pala
kaya medyo may background knowledge. Kasi parang discuss mo dun.
Oo nga. Kasi sabi FMD FINA,
financial economics.
Hindi naman yata dinidiscuss kasi FMD FINA. This is a higher,
more in-depth version.
Correct. But that's good, no, guys? So you're going to meet, and this is a good way to, in fact, to do your research in R Markdown.
Yeah.
Nakita
parang
na
connected po siya na
Correct. Sino ba to? Si Kale?
Kale,
nag-R Markdown ba kayo sa Eco?
Lang po kami. Hindi po kami nag-markdown, pero R lang po mismo. Under Dr. Dakuikoy. Tsaka Stata po.
So now you're linking yung research and sa
first time ko po ma-experience tong NIT. Sobrang ganda. Yeah.
Oo nga eh.
Parang nanibago ako.
In fact, guys, sa ano nyo, sa recipe nyo later on, yung sa research one, you can make use of this kasi napaka-powerful niya. It's a lot better than using Word, no? Tapos nyo lang ililink yung ano, doon nyo lang i-copy paste yung mga images kung kailangan nyo, etc. And practice this, guys, sa ibang subjects nyo. You can make use of this in your presentation. By the way, guys, our Markdown, you can use IO slides, no? You can use slides. You can present in slides in our Markdown. Pwede rin yun. As I said, guys, by siguro 3 weeks from now, we're going to learn how to create a dashboard naman, no, out of our Markdown. Very interesting. And I'm sure I enjoyed it the first time I learned it years ago. And I still enjoy it now. No? I have fun always discussing Plotly or Leaflet with students, no, in our Flex dashboard muna. Tapos we go to the interactive naman na mga plots. Kasi ang problem sa ggplot2, guys, yung ma-generate natin mga plots doon are static. They're not dynamic, they're not interactive. But we'll combine ggplot2 starting next week with other packages in R which are really very interactive and which are really good. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, group number 10. Let's give a big hand to group number 10. Okay, paki-chat lang guys your appreciation for group number 10. Okay, then before I forget, guys, I'm going to create an assignment. You're going to upload there individual to, no? So kunyari group number 4 ka, yung mga pinisent nyo sa group number 4, yung mga files, ilagay nyo din doon. Okay, of course, you'll have the same grade for members of the group because I'm going to post there the grade that you have for this. Okay, is that clear, guys? Siguro mamaya or tomorrow makakreate ko na yung assignment tapos pakipost na doon so that I can already give you the grade for this activity. Okay, any questions so far, guys? I hope by now you're convinced that our Markdown is such a powerful platform to use for generating reports, okay? For not only reports, as I said, next time we're going to create dashboards out of this. Okay, so let's go now. Let's go back to our R Studio. Okay, I already uploaded this, guys. Wait. Can you see the screen? Guys, can you see the screen? Okay. So we said that it's important for us to know the different data structures in R. So far, we have finished yung vectors, right? Tama ba, guys? Tapos na natin vectors, di ba? Ano yung characteristic ng vector? Can anyone please just unmute yourself? What's a characteristic of a vector, please? Paki-chat na lang or paki-unmute yourself. Okay, ikaw na lang. Sorry for calling you. Ano yung main characteristic ng vector which distinguishes it from the other structures? Hello?
Sir?
Yes, sige. Who's this?
Isang Arman.
Arman, sige.
It's like the same data lang yung pwede. Ganun.
Correct, yeah. No? Only one type of data, no? So if you try to create a vector which has different data types, then R will coerce it into the same data types. And we said, sorry, and take a look at this, guys. Kunyari may create kayo na vector na combination ng logical, integer, numeric, complex, character. R will automatically coerce that into a character vector. Kung walang character tas complex lang, gagawin niyang complex lahat. Kung numeric lang guys, gagawin niyang, kunya may logical, may integer, may numeric, gagawin niyang numeric yan. Okay, so look at this hierarchy, no? Ranking. So once again guys, if there's a logical data there, integer, numeric, complex, tas character, if you create a vector out of that, R will automatically coerce that all the elements are into a character. Okay, now let's go now to the next data structure. Although guys, I hope, okay, let me flash that again. This discussion has been, okay, let me go to modules. This discussion has been posted. Ito na yung video nung guys, no? So, sana yung pag nagpo-post ako ng video, sana panoodin nyo na lang para medyo advanced tayo, no? Now, isang type ng data structure is matrix, and then it's best to understand matrix through through examples in Excel. Okay, I'm going to post the video in Excel. Kindly just watch that. Hindi ko na i-discuss sa class yun, kasi sa Excel madali naman. Okay, pakita ko lang sandali. Where's my Excel? Okay, can you see the screen, guys? Can you see the screen?
Yes po.
Okay,
Yes,
ito yung YouTube ko, no, guys? Tapos, ipopost ko na lang yung November discussion ko on matrix, November 11 and November 23. May isa pa dapat yung November 9, kaso yung sa November 9, ano to towards the end na lang yung matrix, no? But I'm going to post this para okay lang ba sa inyo guys na asynchronous na lang yung sa Excel na na matrix? Do I have your commitment to view the video, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, asynchronous na lang yun ha. Ang i-discuss natin yung matrix sa R. I'll be assuming that you viewed the videos on Excel. For me, it's instructive to also learn matrix operations in Excel. But we're not going to discuss that. I'm going to post the videos, maybe these two, November 11 and November 23. And then I'll assume that you went over it and you practiced how to do matrix operations in Excel. And then we'll do that in R. Okay, so, all right, so let's continue. Okay, so we now go to the next data type, which is list. We said that a list is an R structure that may contain other types. Okay, may mga chat. I think the RMD file hasn't been uploaded for March 1. Guys, ito yung dati natin. Ito yung data structure. Yes, November 11, November 23. That's for the videos on matrix operations in Excel. But of course, I'm going to upload this also. And by the way, guys, yung work ng classmates nyo sa R Markdown, that's available for you. Nasa ano natin yan ha? It's in our in our Google Drive. So you can have access and also learn from the output of your classmates. Aralin nyo yung ginawa nila para ma-enhance, ma-reinforce yung learning natin in the use of R Markdown. Okay? All right. So itong file na to, guys, na-upload na to dati, no? Ito yung March 3, I think March 3 yata natin na-upload. Yung sa there's a question here. Yung sa March 11 daw na ito. Yung March 11, ang R Markdown na ginagamit natin dito, yung March 3. So this is just a discussion, okay? We just discuss here data structure, lists, and data frames lang din to. Okay, so ito yun ha. Ito yung video na pinost ko. Alright, so let's go back now to lists. Sana matapos natin itong magta-time na pala. Konting minutes na lang. Okay, list guys. So how do you create a list out of in R? Well, you have to use the function list. Okay, so take a look at this list. One, you have a numeric, you have an integer, you have a character, you have a logical, you have here a complex, and you have here another, this is numeric also, e to the 1 or e. Okay, then you can create an object, no, called with this one. So let's run this. Okay, so here it lists down the objects. The first one is 1, the second is 2, okay, the third is hello, false, 3 plus 2i. Okay, now take note that R does not coerce it into one data type. So iba-iba siya, no? May numerical, may numeric, may character, may integer, etc. So pwede yun, guys, if we use the list function. So here I created L1. I call this L1. It's a list of this. Linagyan ko lang ng pangalan, guys. So we created an object here called L1. Okay, so L1 assigned to this function list of the ones above. No? So let's run this. Okay, so you have an object called L1. If you click this, hindi siya nag-appear dito. Wala siyang view. Bakit hindi siya nag-view? Dapat may view dito yan. Okay? Yan. Tumagal lang, no? Okay. So this is L1, guys. It's a list containing 6 elements. The length is 6. And take note of the components of the list. Merong yung double, di ba? That's numeric, my integer, my character, my logical, my complex, my numerical ulit. Okay, and these are the values. Okay, so there's this is a data structure in R, and it's a list, and it can take on several types of data structure. Okay, any questions, guys, about that? Clear ba? Paki-chat na lang, guys, kung clear, or you can. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So vectors are different from lists. Ang vector, one data type lang. Si list, kahit anong data type. Okay. Lists can also contain other lists and vectors. So here we're creating an object called may days siya. This is character. And this is a vector, di ba? C1, 2, 3. It's a vector of numerical numbers. So 1, 2, 3. This is character and this is logical. Okay. Ay, sorry. Yung days pala. Nakita ba natin days? Dito hindi ko pa nagawa, ano? Naranan natin days dati, di ba? So let me create this object days. Okay, sorry about that. So days, guys, it's a vector of characters, no? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Wait, guys, have we learned yung subsetting? Paki-chat nga, guys, kung na-discuss natin itong pagsa-subset.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. Sorry, I got confused. No? Okay, so we now have this days here. It's a vector of characters. No? And then I can create now a list containing, so this is a vector, days. Vector din to. Okay, this is an individual character and this is false. And in fact, lagyan natin to, my list, lagyan natin to dito, L1. Di ba may object na tayo called L1? Okay, we already have an object called L1. Dito na siya, no? Okay. So can we create this list? Okay. So I created the list consisting of a vector called days, a vector 1, 2, 3, a character, a logical, and then also another list. So tingnan natin laman nito. days, ito, no? Vector of characters, Monday to Friday, vector of numbers, and then you have here a character data, a logical data, and you have the list, L1, ito. So ano linis niya? Si L1, linis niya as, okay, yung laman ng L1, 1, 2, hello, false, 3 plus 2i, and I think that's E. Yun yung E. Okay, so we can create a list out of another list. Okay, so we have this one. We're creating an object called myList, and it consists of a vector of integers, diba? 1 to 5, yung colon, integer yan. So we have here an object called B, which is just a character. And then we have here C, which is a function. We're going to discuss this function later on in some other sessions. Function X, where the function is defined as X times sine of X. So let's run this. So there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hi there, and the function. Okay, so here in-explain ko lang, si myList contains 3 elements. Ano yung mga elements niya? Si A, si B, at saka si C. A has a length of 5, B has a length of 1, and C, technically it has a length of 1 kasi isang function lang yan. Okay, and then let's check, guys. So we have run this, may myList tayo, no? myList here. Okay. Type of, ano ba yung type ni myList? Okay, it's a list, no? Then we can, length of myList is, we know that it's 3. Okay, how about myList subset? Ano yung first element in myList? So it's the first element, si A, which is the integer 1 to 5. Ito yung una niya, integer set natin na 1 to 5. Ito. Okay. Can we add, pwede ba nating yung sa list, myList, yung 1, pwede ba tayong mag-add doon? Let's try that, guys. Okay, hindi, no? Sinubset natin yung sa myList, si first element, which is a vector of integers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hindi niya inaalaw na mag-add tayo doon. Okay? It does not allow dun sa list natin, yung subset ng list natin na mag-add ng 1. Okay? Kasi dito, guys, pag vector, just to distinguish it, kunyari vector, vec1, 1 to 5, vec1, then vec plus 1, pumede siya, no? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is just adding 1 to the vector of integers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, clear so far, guys? Any questions? Okay, check nga kung clear. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, let's work on some functions. You know the set seed function, guys, no? Set seed natin 50 para pare-pareho tayong observations. Let's just create a small data set, R norm of 10 elements, guys. Thank you. 10 elements with mean 0. Ano yung mean ito at standard deviation ito, guys? Si R norm 10. What's the mean and the standard deviation? Pag hindi natin define si mean at si standard deviation, ano yung default? Anyone? Sound off na lang. What's the default, guys, sa R norm?
0 and 1, sir.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you. That's good. That's correct. No, mean is equal to 0. Standard deviation is equal to 1. So I'm not going to put that anymore because that's the default. But if you want another set of random numbers, normally distributed with mean, with a different mean and standard deviation, then you have to specify mean is equal to, then SD is equal to. So let's run this, guys. Let's not run the question mark. So let's see, because we have discussed that before. Okay. So do you get the same? Do you get the same random numbers, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but we should have the same, no? Pag rinan nyo yung set.seed na 50. Okay, then let's create another object. My values naman. Where we have 1,000. Wag na natin i-show to, no? Wag na natin i-show. Sa head na lang, no? Let's run this. And then let's just run yung head at saka yung tails. Okay. Yung head natin, 5, 4, 5, 6. We should get the same numbers, guys. Paki-compare nyo nga. Okay, did you get the same number, guys?
Yes, sir. Same po.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's now get the mean of this, the median. Let's run this. Hanggang dito na sa ano. Sabay-sabay natin to. No? Hanggang standard deviation. So we should get these answers. Mean, median. This is our mean, 449. Median is 450. Minimum value, 419. Maximum value, 480. And then sum, the total is 449,783. And then the standard deviation is 9. So it's practically close to 10. We said that the mean is 450, diba? And the standard deviation is 10. Although, as I said, guys, if we increase the sample size, then this should be really close to 450 and 10. Okay, then we can get the class. By the way, anong data to si ano? Anong data to si ano, guys? What structure is this? Yung my values natin. Anong data structure? Yung object natin ng my values.
Numeric?
Yes, numeric. But data structure. Data type yung numeric, no? Ano yung data structure niya? It's a atomic, vector, no? It's a vector, di ba? Vector siya kasi lahat to numeric, no? 1,000 elements pero pare-pareho yan na numeric yung data natin. So pag tinanong natin yung class, okay, numeric siya, numeric yung class, pero yung structure, guys, the structure is, it's a vector. Sorry, napunta dito, dapat pala dun sa vector to, no? And then here is a function, head log of my values. So you get the log of the values. So 6 siya. Ito. Okay, we discussed this before. Anong difference, guys, ng log z at saka ng log 10? Ang base ng log sa R is, recall, what's the base here? The base is equal to, di ba, ang base niya, guys, CE. No? If you want base 10, then you will have to define log of the number, base is equal to 10. Okay, so just, I hope you get that distinction. So, wag na natin i-run to. Ito na lang, log 10, my values. Okay, so ito yung mga log, no? And this is the base 10. If you use log of my values, so this will use the base E. And you see it's different, no? Okay? Clear ba guys? I hope na we keep on repeating yung log at saka log 10 or log base 10. Yung log guys that's the base that's used is base E. If you want to use base 10, then you have to define log and then base is equal to. Okay, so let's do a plot for my values. This is just a histogram. Baka may questions? It's okay. It's okay, Kyle. It's okay. Okay. All right. So this is the histogram, and then how about the plot, guys? You'll have the scatter plot, and then box plot on the other hand. Okay, ito yung box and whisker plot. Okay, very quickly, guys. Ano tong lines na to? What's this line, guys?
First quartile.
Okay, this is your first quartile. This one is your
Second quartile.
second quartile or your
Median.
median. And this one is your
Third quartile.
correct. Third quartile or P75. What's this one?
Outliers.
Ito yung outliers, no?
Oh.
Yung mga circles yan. Ito, ano to, guys? What's this? This smallest circle here.
Minimum.
Yeah, that's your minimum. How about this?
Maximum.
That's your maximum. Okay, this is one way to detect your outliers. This is based on Tukey's principle, T-U-K-E-Y, no? Correct. Thank you. Tama yung sagot yung minimum, maximum. Ano to, guys? What's this? What's this? Anyone? So this is based on according to Tukey, guys, you can define the outliers using the box plot or the box and whisker plot. So we were able to identify this is first quartile, second quartile, third quartile. This is your maximum, this is your minimum. Okay, what's this? That's your, ano yun guys? Naalala niyo yung IQR? What's your IQR, guys? Interquartile range, which is what? What's your interquartile range? You forgot, guys? It's your quartile 3 minus quartile 1, di ba? So the difference between your quartile 3 and your quartile 1, that's your interquartile range. Okay, correct. Huh? Thank you. That's correct. Quartile 3 minus quartile 1. And then, so how do you determine this? How do you determine now this one, guys? This is your, it's called your, that's your quartile 1 minus 1.5 times your IQR. Okay? Diba? Ito yung lower sum natin. Okay, this here, guys, this here is 1.5 times IQR. So this is your IQR, this length here. This one. 1.5 times this one is this one. Yeah, that's your fence. Yes, or your whisker, correct. So yung fence yan or your whisker, no? Ito naman guys, ano to? What's this? Is this equidistant? Pareho lang ba to? Itong distance na to at saka itong distance na to? Are they the same, guys? Correct. So, yan. Inano ni Kale dun sa chat, ano? That's correct, no? Ito naman, guys, this is your upper fence, okay, or upper whisker, which is just quartile 3 plus 1.5 times IQR. So this is also 1 point. So equidistant to. Ito at saka ito. These are both 1.5 times IQR. So this is Tukey is a statistician. Sabi niya, we determine the outlier through this one. Quartile 1 minus 1.5 times IQR. Quartile 3 plus 1.5 times IQR. Okay, that's one way of determining if there are outliers. No? There are other ways to determine if there are outliers. And we can get that from the box plot here. My question. Oh, thank you, Kale, for asking that. It's I'm not sure where Tukey get that 1.5. I think it's more of I don't know. Sorry, hindi ko alam yung history behind that 1.5. I think we better also research onto that, no? Kasi we have all this time. Personally, ako nga tagal-tagal ko na ginagamit yan, pero I never got to see where that 1.5 came from. Siguro, Kel, i-share mo sa class next time kung ano yung rationale behind that 1.5. That's a good question. Bakit nga pala 1.5? Bakit hindi 2? No? Does it have something to do with assignment ng Kayla? O nga, correct. Bakit hindi 2? Bakit hindi, kunyari, 1 standard deviation or 2 standard deviation? Bakit hindi 1.95, di ba? So these questions, that's a very good question. So maybe next time, I'll call on Kale to share with us kung ano ba yung rationale ni Tukey dun sa pag-determine ng 1.5 na yan. Okay? So we have here, ay, time na pala guys, no? Sorry. I'm sorry that guys, I extended. Okay, it's already time, so I have to stop now. 10:15 na pala. So, kung pwede guys, paki-view nyo yung videos kasi hindi natin inabot tong data frames eh. Inabot to, natapos namin to dun sa video na pinost ko. Kindly watch this para medyo mas mabilis yung discussion natin, no? And also yung ito yung sinasabi ko, structure type 4, yung matrix. Ito, you have to watch the Excel para maintindihan natin kung ano yung matrix, kung ano yung operation sa matrix, etc. Multiplication, division, kung meron ba, transpose of a matrix, okay, diagonal, identity, etc. So kindly first watch the videos in Excel. Okay, so thank you so much guys. Sorry for extending, I didn't notice the time. Okay, so have a good day guys. Have a pleasant day ahead. Thank you so much.